Well, hello there, friends. It's me, Harold, the puppet, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that scoundrel, brother of mine, Gerald, he really did some damage to our friend Tom last week on the Wrestling N.R.D. broadcast. So unfortunately, Tom has to take some time off of the show, maybe like a week, 2 weeks tops. But I promise, I'm nursing Tom back to health. I'm bringing him Gatorade and snacks and candy and chips and dip and ice cream. So hopefully he gets better soon. So I'm sorry to tell you, we will not be on the show for like 2 weeks at the most. But we'll be back. I promise. I love you, friends. Mwah.
You're watching DaveCTV. Now here's your host, the voice, Dave Canning. It's you, it's me, it's DaveCTV. It's you, it's me, it's DaveCTV. Let's start the show.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is you, it is me, it is NRD. And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 75 of the Wrestling N.R.D. broadcast. As you saw at the beginning of the show, Harold is out for a little while as he's taking care of Tom after Tom was taken out by Gerald. But what was lost in all of that is that Gerald as well will be out of action for a little while after the unprovoked and unnecessary attack from Harold the Puppet on his own brother Gerald. And I don't understand why Harold would do such a thing, an unprovoked and unnecessary attack. So on behalf of everyone here at the Wrestling N.R.D. broadcast and our patrons and fans and alike, we wished you, Gerald, a very speedy recovery. My thoughts are with you, my friend. I hope you get well soon and that you can return to the right side of the king, my friend. So I don't know why you guys are rolling your eyes. That is just rude. A man is hurt. A puppet is hurt, and you are just laughing and rolling your eyes. That's rude, guys. This is it's rude. I don't get you guys. It's me. So let's behave, okay?
Real quick, I wanted it to be clear when I poured some gummy bears out for the homie, that was for Tom. That was not for Gerald.
Oh no. Yeah. Tom's licking his wounds and icing his head on an iceberg somewhere, probably. Okay. Meanwhile, in the lower 48, don't mind me while I hold this show together as I've done for 75 episodes. Okay, and nothing's changing anytime soon. Okay. We got Dylan Shivers strutting through the Forbidden Door like he's some hot thing. Not a chance. Can't wait for Forbidden Door. Just check another one off the list. It's going to happen. Don't you worry.
I was going to ask, maybe let's not talk about that. It's a place I don't want to go again. I was able to subside Dylan for 20 some years. We don't want to open that Forbidden Door.
Well, I mean, Dylan Shivers, to me personally, is a sore of blemish on the history of wrestling, as was this week in wrestling, which is one of the worst weeks in wrestling, if you ask me. Besides the two time periods during the pandemic, which WWE released more than like practically half the roster, but over the past week we have lost two legendary referees. We have had Vince McMahon accused of more atrocious stuff, and Sasha Banks is I believe it's confirmed at this point that she's gone. But yeah, let's start with Sasha Banks. Let's start with I mean, as weird as it sounds, the least bad of the sad. Sasha Banks leaving WWE, release being granted finally. That's big. That's really big. Behind Charlotte Flair, to me, I mean, if you rank them, and I know Tom, who's healing up, is not going to help his recovery process. If you had to rank them, to me, it's Charlotte, Becky, Sasha, and then Bayley in terms of the four horsewomen, if you're ranking them. But Sasha Banks was outrageously underutilized, in my opinion. What she did in NXT versus what she did on the main roster is day and night. And I feel like she wasn't allowed to be the top person, even though she had a belt from time to time. She was always playing second fiddle to either Becky or Charlotte, most of the time Charlotte. But I'm excited to see what happens next, where she goes, what company she's going to sign with, if she decides to go back to wrestling. Because, she's been in The Mandalorian. She has Hollywood probably, calling her off the hook. So what are your guys' thoughts? Nick, we'll start with you. What do you think about Sasha Banks out of WWE?
I mean, I think I'm not surprised, first of all. I mean, this is like the second time that she's pulled something like this. I'm only going to put up with it for so long. And I just want to make a side note before I go any further that if you're not Naomi, you're feeling pretty stupid right now. I'm just saying, because I don't know. So I just feel like Sasha has way more to fall back on. But
yeah,
if I'm Tony Khan, I'm writing a huge check for Sasha Banks. Because, I mean, they've signed a lot of people. And I mean, the roster is bloated, but the female division is not. And they're missing their CM Punk. They don't have their, and I feel like Sasha is probably the closest thing that they're going to get in this modern time. I mean, who else? I mean, Charlotte, I guess, like you said, and stuff. But I mean, I think Sasha would be a bigger get than Charlotte personally.
I mean, if we're looking at the AEW women's roster, your biggest heel on there is Britt Baker. Who's the biggest baby face on the women's roster?
Thunder Rosa.
Is it Thunder Rosa? So, and then I guess, so I mean, Sasha's proven she's good at both, but she is one bad boss bitch. Like she could play a heel as well as she could play a face, but I think it's that heel dynamic that would put her second behind Britt Baker, actually probably put her ahead of Britt Baker. Help bring her in 90 days, have her beat Jade Cargill.
That's what I was just thinking too, or like have her come in and be part of that that stable. But I don't think they would want anybody to overshadow Jade Cargill.
The baddie bosses.
The baddie bosses.
I would love anything that gets Stokely Hathaway more television time. I'm here for. Just saying, Ryan. What do you think about it?
First, I want to say I'm back. High five seltzers, I'm back. plus Tom's not here, so I need a drink.
This is a throwback edition. This is
the original three, baby.
I got my Stone Cold type ice chest in case I need some more. Keep them cold, keep them sparkly.
Slammiversary celebrated 20 years of Impact. Episode 75 celebrates the original three nerds, the 3 C's, baby. We're back.
Can we just say how crazy 75 episodes is?
That really is.
We're 25 away from 100.
Yeah.
We got some major guests on the.
I got. We'll talk about more of the 75 episodes in a while. Let's get the other sad stuff out of the way. But so yeah, Sasha Banks moving on. Ryan, did you want to comment on that?
I think she might be security. This is off the wall, but she might do security for her cousin Snoop Dogg. That's my thought.
I'm just excited to hear a new Snoop track for Sasha Banks, because he'll do the intro. She can just take that everywhere. So let us know, Jonathan Rodap, where you think Sasha Banks ends up. If she even goes back to wrestling, if she goes to Impact, AEW, maybe tell New Japan how to form a women's roster. I don't know. Something could happen there. But and then also in the sad news department, we lost 2 legendary referees this week in Tim White and Dave Hebner. Of course, Dave Hebner, possibly best known for the Saturday Night Main Event 1988, which he along with his brother Earl caused Andre the Giant to beat Hulk Hogan for the WWF title. Andre then sold the title to Ted DiBiase. They had the tournament at Mania 4, and the Macho Man just crawled right over them all, baby. So shout out to Dave Hebner for that. Tim White, I don't know if it's great that he's known for this, probably best, but the skits with Josh Matthews and the weird, like, Tim White kind of going through depression thing, just Josh Matthews goes, Mr. White, I don't think that's a good idea. I just remember he tied a brick to his neck and then put his head in like a fish tank of piranhas in one skit. And I'm just like, how is this allowed on television? And I'm like, but of course, Tim White, a legendary referee in WWF, WWE, along with Dave Hebner. So our condolences go out to their families. This was a rough week for wrestling. Yeah, I don't know if anybody else wants to say anything on their passing, but yeah, what it was
Rough week for referees.
It was a rough week for referees. It was a rough week for wrestlers too. The whole Jeff Hardy getting his third DUI in 10 years. And I mean, if anybody you know is going through anything, whether it be drug or alcohol related, just reach out to them, let them know you're there. Everyone's saying like Jeff's got to get help. Jeff's got to get help. Unfortunately, with these kind of things, the help that Jeff can receive is only going to work if he wants it to work. If he wants to take it, so hopefully
in this generation, there's Uber, there's Lyft, there's Waze.
Yep.
There's no excuse for this kind of stuff anymore.
No, it is.
If you're Jeff Hardy and you have money, he has money. He's made plenty of money in his career. There's no. I'm sorry, Jeff, but it's just no excuse for this.
No, you're completely right, and it's just one of those like, I mean, I'm not. It's we. I feel terrible to say, but like, I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. I'm still upset, and this is why my local indie Northeast Wrestling named an entire event next month that I'm going to called Twist of Fate, and it's supposed to be headlined by Jeff and Matt Hardy. And I'm assuming Jeff Hardy is not going to be a part of this card anymore.
Maybe they'll see like the Triple Mania.
Yes, they brought out Johnny Hardy.
Johnny Hardy, maybe Johnny Hardy.
And I'd be all for that. I would love to see Johnny Hardy.
Matt and Johnny got to run.
Yeah, so Matt and Jay Hardy will be at the show. Don't you worry. There you go. Ryan is just always ready.
He's ready.
Ryan Crossley.
It took me a minute. My gummies for the homies for Tom. I'm trying to fill. I mean, you can't fill Tom's seat, but I'm trying to bring different things to do that.
I don't need to fill Tom's seat because the throne is a seat for one, baby, and I am currently the king. I will still be the king at Forbidden Door, after Forbidden Door, and the rest of time. It's going to be great. 75 more episodes of me as king, everyone. Don't cancel the show yet, baby. Don't cancel it yet. Major Nerds for life.
Give the subscribers, the unsubscribe button getting hit.
Look out, Joe. Look out, Joe. It's a crime. Don't do it. Don't drink and drive.
You wearing that crown just doesn't look good.
Looks great.
No.
Looks great.
Doesn't look good. No.
But yeah, so again, folks, if anybody or if you have a drug and alcohol problem, just find help. It's not that, I hope I hope Jeff Hardy can figure it out. I don't know if wrestling is the best path to go down for the rest of his career or any more. Obviously he needs to be punished for his actions. It's if you want to drink and cause yourself all sorts of pain, that's one thing, but to put other people at risk like that, we're very lucky that he didn't do something worse with, getting behind the wheel. And then if Jeff Hardy, one of the biggest offense of the week, and then Vince McMahon says, hold my beer. And I'm not even going to go into full detail of what happened because it's just gross to think about. But Vince McMahon going through arguably one of the biggest scandals since the steroid trial back in 91, 90. I can't remember the date, but back in the 90s, the steroid trial. So Vince McMahon has stepped back as CEO and chairman of the board, being replaced by Stephanie McMahon, his daughter, who took a leave of absence. So now the theory is, did Stephanie know about what was going on and took a step back, or did she actually just naturally take a step back? Ryan, this is the first time that Vince McMahon is in power in 42 years. What do you think?
I think maybe things will change and I'll start watching WWE, maybe.
And then maybe you'll win a pay-per-view predictions contest one day. You never know.
I know someone who will. Maybe not me specifically, but I know I'm very, very close to someone who will.
You're look up.
There's Nick. I still haven't figured out.
Look up, Ryan. Ryan, just look up. Nick's right above you. We'll just pretend that Nick's right above you. You look up. Look, I'm waving down at you. The guy that you're looking up at. It's me. But yeah. really gross, Vince. Just because so my understanding is this of what happened. So they hired a paralegal. The paralegal started with a salary of $100,000. That's important because eventually she and Vince began having an affair. Ugh. And so then she got a raise to $200,000. So the thing here is it's not even the NDA or the $3 million if Vince gave her that $3 million personally. The issue is the $100,000 raise that she got for having an affair, because that there is the big problem, apparently. Yep. I'm not a legal expert whatsoever.
It's gross as all is. It's not illegal to cheat on your wife.
Exactly.
And all this thing, but he actually legally, the only thing legally he did wrong was use company assets to pay this woman and stuff. He would have used his own money and stuff. It would have been a problem. But I'm sure that they're going through the books. I'm sure. But you said something at the beginning about this is the first time in however many years that
I think it's got to be 40 years.
That's BS. Vince McMahon is still running things. If you don't think Vince McMahon is not running, company, if him walking out on SmackDown and doing what he does wasn't a posture move that says, "Look, you can say whatever you want, but I'm still here. Look, it's me. I'm running this thing."
Like Vince McMahon could go on television and legitimately shoot someone in the head, and he still will be running the show.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just how it is.
It's all just corporate.
What's that, Brian?
No, I just said from prison. He's like a mafia guy where they still run the show.
Yeah, legit. Like he's still got his headset on in solitary. It's just insane. And I don't know. I have a feeling that he was originally, when they said that he's going to be on SmackDown, I originally thought there was going to be a lot more to it.
Nope.
But I'm sure somebody at some point be like, "Yo, just go out there, say then now forever. Don't do anything stupid, please." You know, because I'd be curious what the ratings were for SmackDown just for that opening portion. But dude,
is that all he said? He just came out and said then now forever.
He came out like it's more important now than ever to remember those magical words, then, now, forever, and most importantly, together. I'm like, and the thing that sucks is, you know, it's one of those things where it should catch you off guard when you hear about a CEO of a company just, you know, paying off a coworker with hush money and an NDA. But with Vince McMahon, this almost doesn't seem like the worst thing he's ever done. You know, this man is in bed with Saudi Arabia's government to bring these propaganda shows to, you know, spread love, and you know Saudi Arabia is great and all that, and now there's probably a laser pen like trying to come through my window right now. So but that's because I have bigger balls than Vince McMahon to say these kind of things.
I'll say that they could make a whole entire season of Dark Side of the Ring, and each episode could be a different episode about Vince McMahon.
Like that's an entire season right there. It really is. I mean, what's crazy is when they did the steroid trial, they had his lawyer on, who is again being talked about in this case. Yep. And the problem is that a big conflict of interest in this is that I want to say his name is Jerry or something. Yeah, Jerry McDivitt. He's representing Vince McMahon and he's representing WWE, which to me seems like a conflict of interest because it's kind of WWE is investigating Vince McMahon, but Jerry is on both sides. Like, you can't do that, my man. That's a conflict of interest, if you ask me. I was only in mock trial club in high school. Yes, major nerd alert. Buy the shirt on ProWrestlingTees.com. But like, that doesn't seem like it should be allowed. I don't think, you know, the district attorney should be allowed to be the defense attorney in one trial. You'd need two different people. But
does this now more than ever make you think that WWE is going to get sold at some point in the next couple of years?
I could see it.
Vince is out, and they act like Stephanie acted like she was done with it. Even though, like, I think it was all. I think they seen that they knew this was coming, and that was all getting her out of the one position so she would go into this position and stuff like that. I mean, you know that they had to know this weeks and weeks before this was going to come.
It's just one of those things where it's like it should, like I said, it should shock us. It should, but it doesn't. You know, bananas. It is bananas. It is bananas. It is banana. Look, I got Ryan's clue. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good at all. But there is some positive things in the week of wrestling, and that is that we are in fact celebrating our 75th episode this week. What a time to be alive. 75 episodes, pretty wild. When we first thought about this, again, we'll tell this story till the day we die. But yeah, we've never met. We've never even exchanged phone numbers. That day last year when Facebook went down, we're like, well, that's it. It's over. This is how this show concludes. But we came up with an idea to do a one-time show during WrestleMania weekend last year, just to celebrate the anniversary of the Micro Brawler fan group. And now 75 episodes later, I can't even say 75 weeks because we had like double episode. I think it was the weekend we had Gregory Iron, Stank, and episode 11 came out in like a 4-day span.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. I was very tired. Yeah, it was a lot to edit there. It sucked, but got through it. But yeah, we have not had the major of the major guests yet, but we've had Swoggle, we've had Gregory Irons, we've had Gio Galvano, and all these people behind me, with the exception of Jake Roberts, have been on the show. Frank Spahek, I just pointed the wrong ones. Yeah, Frank Spahek, Matt Nix, Ryan Crossley's been on the show. Nick Carpenter's been on the show. I've been on the show. Frank the Clown's been on the show. Buff Bagwell's been on the show. Bret Hart Micro Brawlers have been on the show. We're in talks with several different people to have them on. We were very excited to hopefully bring those people to you on the broadcast. I missed Tom. I missed Gerald Moore. Just being completely honest there. Hey, don't you listen, pal. It's not my fault, okay? That Harold decided to attack Gerald. Okay, talk to him yourself. I don't,
but I will take care of Tom right now.
I will avenge Gerald's attack at Forbidden Door when I take out Dylan Shivers. And speaking of Forbidden Door, another positive that is happening this coming Sunday. They haven't announced many matches, have they? They've announced Tanahashi versus Moxley for the interim AEW World Title. They've announced Will Ospreay versus Orange Cassidy. They announced there will be the All Atlantic title, but we're still waiting on 2 of those spots to be filled. So far, it's Miro and Pac. Most likely going to be Malachi Black as he takes on. Somebody help me out.
I'm looking.
Didn't they say it was like Chris Jericho and Minoru Suzuki?
Oh, yes. It's Chris Jericho, Minoru Suzuki, and
Sammy Guevara, I think.
Yes, and Sammy Guevara versus Eddie Kingston, Shuda, and Yuta Wheeler, I think. I think that's who it is. So I know they're rumored to have Zack Sabre Jr. versus Bryan Danielson. I'm hoping to have that. Like,
they're gonna have something with like Hangman, Adam Cole, and Jay White too. I mean,
I don't. And here's another thing: I don't think they're gonna. I really don't think. And Jay White alluded to it on Dynamite, I believe. I don't think Okada is going to be a part of Forbidden Door, because if you do it again next year, you can't blow it all right now. You still have to leave that one. Like, what's the one thing we haven't seen? Okada, and that's the guy. That guy would sell everything. I could see you doing Forbidden Door next year. And you do Kenny versus Okada, round 4. Or you do Kenny versus Ibushi. And then Tom can just, for real, be off the show forever because he won't have anything to say anymore.
What about Naito?
Well, I don't know, because there's a problem with AAA. Like, if you have an affiliation with AAA, you can't be on Forbidden Door. Because I guess, like, AAA and New Japan have a problem. Something like that.
New Japan has a relationship. What is it?
CMLL, I think it is.
I guess that's
so. Like, anybody that's part of AAA can't be a part of Forbidden Door. So that's why, like, the Lucha Brothers aren't going to be there. That's why Los Ingobernables won't be a part of it.
Everybody's getting along, and then somebody's got to throw the stick in the spoke. Even
Kinda like
WWE,
that guy.
WWE let AJ Styles have a freaking promo on Impact tonight.
Yes, that's something we got to mention. I watched where we were recording this after Slammiversary went off the air, and they had vignettes throughout the night of past legends of Impact TNA. They had Kurt Angle, they had Sting, and they're like, we got one more guy left, and it's this guy, and it's AJ, and AJ Styles comes on the screen and whatnot, does a nice little thank you promo, which I thought was great. There was rumor that he would
super heartfelt too. Like
yes, it was very genuine.
Talking about it.
Yeah, it was great, and you could tell it was recent too because he had the stitches in his head still that he had from their match against Edge and Judgment Day, Sorry. But yeah, I'm hoping to see some more. They got to. I mean, it's this Sunday, so they got to hype up a lot of stuff tomorrow night on Impact
I'm sure
on Dynamite. So.
It'd just be some,
because like I said, they got the Malachi Black and versus whoever he's fighting. And then obviously they have the play-in tournament or the qualifier from New Japan that's going to send somebody into that as well. They got to figure out what's going on with Adam Cole, Adam Page, and Jay White. So, I mean, it doesn't need to be a long card, but let's get Zack Sabre Jr. versus Bryan Danielson finalized, baby. Let's get that in there. But yeah,
you guys mentioned the tag match. I'm looking online. FTR, United Empire, and Roppongi Vice.
Oh, aren't they doing they're doing a winner take all, right? For the ROH and IWGP titles, right? Okay, yeah, I do vaguely remember hearing about that this morning. So
who's gonna win FTR?
Possibly. But then I feel like that's gonna take them away from. And I feel like you could do, it'd be really cool if FTR wins they'll have the ROH titles and all the IWGP titles. You do Young Bucks FTR 3 at All Out for all the gold.
I like that.
Like do a 3 stages of hell match for all the titles.
Yeah, that's
three stages of hell match for all the gold. So. So let us know what matches you are hoping to see at Forbidden Door, in which I will successfully defend this crown against Dylan Shivers, that wannabe wrestler. But yeah, we'll go to our top 3 Tuesday. We may as well. And in honor of Tim White and Dave Hebner, our top 3 Tuesday this week is going to be referees we want made into micro brawlers. So I'm not sure if anybody specifically wants to go first. I'll go first because I do actually have a list because I'm prepared because I am the king. I don't know if anybody else.
I got it right here.
Okay. So why don't we go old school version then? Nick, you can go first then. We'll go in NRD order. We'll save the best for last, which is me.
Well, in honor of Dave, I'm going to go the obvious choice, which would be Earl. Earl Hebner would be a great micro brawler. I think if you're going to make one referee, they already made one, that referee John. But I think if you're actually going to make a real referee to likeness, it would have to be Earl Hebner. Or it could be my number 2, which would be a New Japan one. Tiger Atori would be a good one.
That's a great pick.
Pretty iconic referee. And then last, let me think. Hold on. Here comes the money.
Oh, geez.
Shane McMahon. It's hard to point backwards. He's over here somewhere, right here. That's the end. There he is, right there. Shane. He was a referee. Young Shane, the referee.
I like it.
I want a month of Shane. And during the month of Shane, where we got a different Shane micro brawler every day.
Oh, good.
One of them will be referee Shane.
Stop with your outlandish requests, Shane. It's not going to happen.
I just want to say that Shane got screwed the worst. Shane should have been CEO.
Oh, stop. Ryan, who are your top 3 refs that you want to see made into micro brawlers?
I'm going to go Nick Patrick, NWO.
Oh,
referee.
with the stash, baby.
Charles Robinson, which could kind of be
Nate.
Little Nate as well, yeah. And then I thought, this is what I thought Nick was doing when he was trying to point. I thought you were doing the Bill Alfonso. I was like, no. Yeah. Bill Alfonso obviously was a ref, but then turned manager. So that's a way to get him.
Okay. So 3 solid picks. So I kind of went in a different direction with my referee picks. So I'm going to start by just saying honorable mention Aubrey Edwards. Just that'd be pretty rad.
So that might actually happen, I feel like.
I think that could actually happen as well. So I'm going to go with Mike Tyson as the guest enforcer from WrestleMania 14 when he knocked out Shawn Michaels and raised the hand of Stone Cold. Then I'm going to go with Mick Foley with his spray painted button down shirt. I think that'd be pretty cool. And then another personal line, because I think that WrestleMania 9 is the greatest WrestleMania in the history of WrestleMania. I will fight anybody that says otherwise. So bring it. I'm going to go with Jimmy Hart from WrestleMania 9 when the Mega Maniacs beat Money Inc. and Jimmy Hart took his jacket and turned it inside out and there were stripes on it. And he counts to 3 and they're like, yeah, count it. Didn't count, but still an iconic part of my childhood. So yes, those are my 3. Red Shoes, also an honorable mention. I'm surprised somebody went Red Shoes.
Gonna be one of my backups.
That would be a solid pick. Right. So that is our top 3. I'm usually like, oh yeah, Tom, Harold, Gerald, what's yours or our guests? Like, but no, we have no guests because it's the original 3. The 3 C's that started this show 75 episodes ago. We're back again. Tom. I mean, Tom's going to be okay. Don't worry. What we need to worry about is why you folks at home are not buying our great merchandise on ProWrestlingTees.com. We've got the Major Nerds, my stable with Matt Cardone and Brian Myers, right? That's a great shirt. You can buy that ProWrestlingTees.com/The Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. We have the Freddy beanie. We've got the snapback hats, stretch fit hats. We got t-shirts, hoodies, sweatshirts, and so much more. And if you're really nice and you buy a piece of merchandise, I will send you an exclusive Wrestling Nerd Broadcast sticker. They're great. Trust me, they're awesome. Yeah, that's right. I'm throwing down the challenge. If you buy any of our merchandise, I will send you a sticker. That's right.
Can I one up it?
Oh, excuse me.
Any of our merchandise. Not only will Dave send you a sticker, but for the first time being revealed.
Oh.
It's Miami time, baby.
Oh.
Tell everybody what time it really is. The only time, the official time. It's Miami time. Buy some merch. I'll send you two Miami time stickers.
I bought something the other day. Where's my sticker? Ryan, you got anything you want to throw in there? Ryan's not part of the marketing. Buy now. I'll send you 2 gummy bears.
There you go.
You don't get to choose your color. You don't get to choose your color.
I don't have stickers. I haven't jumped on the sticker wagon. Haven't been as awesome and proactive as you guys. I got some ideas though. I got a lot of stuff. Actually, this whole month I'm kind of doing a cleanse of merchandise, so that could partake with the I'm still a completist, insane Shane crazy completist. But yeah, I got way too much stuff. It's hard to display it.
You know what we should do? We should do a duck race, and the prize of the duck race is a Ryan Crossley mystery box.
Ooh. Oh baby. Excuse me.
I'd be down. I'm down.
That'd be maybe that's like a Patreon reward. I think we should do a raffle for the Patrons. So patreon.com/WNRDB. Join our 3-tier system there. We got great rewards. Get your name in the credits. Join our Facebook chat. Autographs. Ryan, I hope you're sending those out. And then, of course, like I said, ProWrestlingTees.com/The Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. On his nerd is spelled NRD. Facebook, hopefully, Twitter, Instagram. We
got a new king soon, too.
No, we don't have a new king because it's called
coronation for coming soon. Everybody,
not have. Here's the thing, Nick.
I'm gonna be Crossley 4 Crowns. All right, 1, 2.
Crossley
3,
4 Crowns. How are you gonna be Crossley 4 Crowns if Dylan Shivers is in the match, pal? What are you gonna try and sell the title off like Ted?
I don't know. I mean,
Dave Hebner helping him win that.
Gerald won the belt and some or the crown.
No. Nobody cares about what you have to say, Nick. Because listen. Order in the court. The king is talking. Here's the thing, Ryan. You can go get your boy Dylan Shivers and have him hold his hand as he comes through that forbidden door. Because I'm going to lock that door Door behind him because I am going to beat him at Forbidden Door. I'm going to
I got a
send
phone
him
call.
to the backyard. Okay, there is nobody in this world, in this planet, in this universe who can hold a candle to the king. At Forbidden Door, Dylan Shivers will have no choice but to bow down. Get on your knees and beg whatever God you believe in for mercy, because this is going to be an ass kicking that they are going to talk about like they talk about Andre and Hogan, like they talk about Steamboat and Savage, like they talk about any match of a big star caliber. You want the biggest star, you've got the biggest star, you got the biggest ego. I don't care about the ego, because I don't just talk crap. I don't just talk trash. I talk the truth, because I, Dave C. the Voice, the king of the nerds, am the greatest entity in this broadcast. I edit this show. I come up with artwork for this show. I put this show together every Tuesday, and for 75 episodes, I haven't missed a beat, and I have also not missed 1 second, because I am the GOAT. I am the greatest. I am the best. Bianca Belair says, what the hell is that? What is happening? What the hell?
Greetings, Earthlings! It is I, George, and I have made it to Earth. And Dave, there's enough of this nonsense. You will defend the crown at Forbidden Door, and I'll tell you, I told you last week, brother, and I'll tell you today, it's my main man, the real deal, Dylan Shivers! George.
Hey, Dave. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Doing great. How are you? I'm sorry. Can you not hear me, old man?
Words flapping out your gums. What's that?
I'm sorry. Can you hear me? Because I know this sounds a lot better in my studio than it is in your backyard there, pal. Okay, I'm glad that you finally dug your balls out of the time capsule that you dug up out of your backyard from 1994 and had the balls to walk through that Forbidden Door and come face a real opponent for the first time in your career. Because here's the thing, Dylan, okay? Where that time capsule you dug out of is where I'm going to bury you on Sunday when I throw your ass back through that Forbidden Door.
You think so? So you're saying you're a true contender. You're saying Punisher, who drove me through all those drywall tables, wasn't a contender? You're saying the RC boys? You're saying the Dawn, who I actually beat? No, actually, that's the one I stole. Whatever.
I was going to say, yeah, let's mark territory where it is.
George remembers the RC boys, yes.
It's still on the line. And you should be a little worried. It's been over 20 years since I've been around. So the fact that George had to call me to come take you out, that should worry you a little bit, pal.
Dylan Shivers,
you'll have to watch the old matches. Maybe you haven't seen what I did.
I'm sorry, I don't have a VCR handy right now. Listen, Dylan Shivers, I got a challenge for you, pal. I got a real challenge for you. Let's see if you can find those balls in the time capsule, because you're going to need them to accept this challenge. You want me to put this crown on the line at Forbidden Door, huh? I say you put one of those backyard titles on the line at Forbidden Door. Winner take all. I'll see you at Forbidden. What? What?
Whatever the commission says. You said balls. I got balls, buddy.
Well, since Harold and Gerald are both out of commission, I, Spaceman George, and my contract states that I will be acting commissioner if all puppets are out of commission. Therefore, I approve the match. It'll be Dave C. the Voice, the soon-to-be former king, and Tyrant's king of the broadcast, versus the real deal, Dylan Shivers. And it will be the crown versus the title at Forbidden Door. We're kicking the door down. And Dave, you've beat puppets, you've beat Ryan and Nick, you've cheated your way to the crown, but you have never faced a real deal for the crown yet. I've been all over the galaxy, and I've never seen somebody such a real deal. That's the real deal, Dylan Shivers, brother.
Listen, JP likes to put the hashtag King or Tyrant. At the end of Forbidden Door, you will have no choice but to call me King 2 Titles. Dylan Shivers, I will see you at Forbidden Door.